Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to another Versus video. I'm Brad Nelson. I'm joined today by the B Dizzle for Schnizzle Dizzle.
Rizzle.
I forgot a B. I missed one of the B's. Anyway,
there's a lot of them.
There are multiple. There are doubles. We're playing with new cards, and I actually don't even know what BBD's got yet, so I'll be pretty shocked once we get to his deck tech. But we're gonna do mine first, and it is white-black humans. A lot of new things have happened with this strategy, making it, I think, way more consistent. And I think that is Caves of Koilos and Mana Confluence in conjunction together.
Definitely. Yeah.
I think just having the mana allows you to play the one drops that are both colors, which we've seen white black aggro decks even back in the Charlotte Invitational. It took second place. Well, it top 8'd. It did not technically take second place because it was a legacy top 8. But we saw white black human deck, but it couldn't get away with playing one drop black creatures. It just had to play like Dried Militants, and that was awkward for the Necromancers.
It's basically mono white splashing black.
Yeah, and you couldn't even get away with playing Boros Elite in that deck. Yeah. But there's a lot of other cool things coming out in M15, which is Return to the Ranks and Ajani. Now let's just talk about Ajani first because it's the less complicated card. We're going to play a bunch of guys. We're going to either make them life-linking, first striking, +1/+1, or we're just going to anthem our team over and over again and just win the game in 2 turns, which is really powerful. You just go 1-drop into multiple creatures over the next 2 turns, either 2 1-drops on turn 2 or on turn 3 playing a 2-drop and a 1-drop. After a 2-drop, you're able to Ajani tick down, attack, or they're forced to attack into this. And like when I anthem my team and attack you, the last thing you want to do is try to figure out how to be aggressive towards me to kill my Ajani.
Exactly.
And that's going to kill you, especially with Imposing Sovereign. Imposing Sovereign's a 4 of here where we have seen it as a 3 or even less of. And the reason that this card is a 4 of in this deck is because usually you have diminishing returns in the Imposing Sovereigns, but not in this shell because this deck has Return to the Rank. And what that card does is it brings back all of my goodies. All of them.
Does it bring back Sacred Nethomancer?
It doesn't.
All right, yeah. There's some goodies that doesn't get brought back.
Yeah, but what it does do is lets me be very aggressive with all of my resources because then I can just get multiple back, especially with Zathrid Necromancer, and just attack, get zombies, bring all my guys back. The zombies, however, do come into play tapped, so they're not going to get busted with Return to the Ranks. But one of the interesting things this deck can do, and one of the cool tricky things, is attack with a bunch of guys, then second main phase, sack those guys to Cartel, making a bunch of zombies, and then casting Return to the Ranks with whatever mana you have left in untapped creatures to just bring all those creatures back. And I don't really know how that's beat.
Yeah, that seems really good. I also really like the ability to just quickly recover from a Supreme Verdict.
Yes. And
just force them to have to verdict you again the next turn.
Or multiple times because like you just like, well, this is going to allow you to beat the first verdict, and then this is going to allow you to beat the second one. So you can actually just beat both verdicts.
Right.
So yeah, I'm really impressed with the look of this deck. Let's take a look at the sideboard, and then we'll get to BBD's deck tech, and then we'll go to battle. All right, so the sideboard does look a little bit different than the usual white human aggro deck.
You got a lot of humans in here.
Also a lot of black creatures.
Yep.
So the reason that I have this deck designed this way is after sideboard, when you're playing against decks with Coursers and Sylvan Carrotids and all that annoying stuff, you're able to take out some of those early creatures that aren't that good to be able to interact with whatever they're trying to do. And the reason that I have the Revokers is this is our anti-Planeswalker technology. When we look at their hand with Thoughtseize, Ascend Collectors, Lifebane Zombies, we're able to just play this card as a really good proactive threat that not only attacks the Courser decks and the Carrotid decks, obviously you don't attack into the Courser, but you are able to proactively just deal with an Elspeth or a Xenagos or a Chandra while having perfect information that is in their hand by Thoughtseizing and Lifebaning them. So it's just always going to hit what's going to hurt you next turn. And Thoughtseize into Revoker against a deck trying to be control is pretty good. Or even like play a couple guys, then Thoughtseize and Revoker on turn 3.
Yeah, and you can even just proactively name something like, you know, Jace or whatever against any of the control decks where like your creatures are all 1/1s for the most part, and 2/1s. And like a Jace +1 is going to be pretty devastating, but if you just get an early Revoker, that could be an issue. Yeah,
and then Sin Collectors are going to help us against control. The Lifebane Zombies are here just to help out against the green decks. And we can cast them, because a lot of we only have 6 lands that don't produce black. That's similar to other strategies.
Yeah, and I mean, so are you saying that the Lifebane Zombies are in your board for decks that play green and white creatures? Is that?
That is yes, also sometimes mono blue creatures.
Ooh, okay, I like
sometimes
that
mono
too.
blue creatures too.
Yep.
And then the Doomblades are also there to kill mono blue creatures and green creatures. But yeah, that's the deck. We have the 4th Return to the Rings because it's my new pet card. I'm going to be playing a lot of it coming up. So I'm really excited about this video. Hopefully I'm able to do some cool, fun things with that card. But probably BBD is going to crush me because last week I crushed you and Todd already 4-1 me, and I had to get really lucky to win a game. He had to get really lucky to win all other 4s. But,
of course, yeah.
Yeah, but I do believe that BBD might just crush me, but hopefully we can return some creatures to the ranks. Anyway, let's take a look at BBD's deck because I don't know how to close this. Bye.
Yeah.